missing games until like let's see, 2018, 2019. Marcus Davenport
Yeah,
played 13 games.
8 sacks.
Yep, he had
Is that the 9 sack, 8 sack year?
9 sack season in 21. He played 11 games,
The
started nine
breakout
games.
season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2015 with New Orleans, nine. It didn't make any sense for him to play 15 games, no sack, and a half a sack and 9 starts in 15 games. And then obviously the Minnesota year, 2023, 4 games played. So what I'm saying is, this is if we start off with Marcus Davenport, fellas, tonight. To me, if I told you this, this is what you was signing up for. Okay, 6'6", 265 pounds, uh, long arms, could be a menace, could be like a guy that just has all the talent in the world. You know what I'm saying? All the ups. So I say all the upside. I take talent back and put upside in the world. I mean, you would be pretty excited about the signing, but now you fill in the blank on who it is. It's like it's not. It's underwhelming. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I think that's what the disappointment is with Marcus Davenport. Now I'm gonna just tell you this: the games he played,
Yeah.
3 games, I think it was. I like what I saw, and I think me and Walt both said like during the couple games he played, like, and I think Walt, you even said like, dude, don't even get used to this because he ain't a guy you could count on to finish the season. Sure enough, he got hurt. Like, I think the next week, and he was out for the
Man,
season.
listen. You know what
You
else
know,
we not gonna get used to?
you
Is
know,
restream bullshit.
yeah. What they
Yeah.
doing that to you for every time?
I'm yeah,
But
I'm getting real sick of this in my
but this,
in my streams, man. Ain't no excuse for this no more.
yeah, he was a first round draft pick in 2018. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna crap on the guy like this. I mean, I'm equating it to, remember when the Pistons got Antonio McDyess and he was injury prone as all hell, couldn't, like Corey just said, roll out of bed and get hurt, that type of thing.
They was grasping for straws at that
And
time though.
yeah, and it was like, but the time he was in
Yeah.
Detroit, it worked because Schumer, Arnie Kander got a hold of him, and the magic hands and the magic therapy worked out. So hopefully, oh boy, now he's here. So now, I mean, it is what it is. We know Brad Holmes. We get in. I got some other thoughts on Brad Holmes too. But
Yeah.
since we on a bargain bin shopping spree, okay.
Yeah.
Since we
Well,
since we talking that,
yeah.
all you can do is I think about the upside. Okay, I forget what happened last year. I mean, right now they're making us think like this because obviously last year was like probably didn't even come into the equation. You know what I'm saying? I think that Brad Holmes probably seen the upside if he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? The good
Mm-hmm.
what was it? The good things that we did see. I just remember uh it was a couple games in a row, man. Marcus Davenport was just like, it was what we needed. I remember we played the Cardinals, I think it was, and it was exactly what we needed, man. And he provided that, but like I said, it was all short lived. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
let y'all take it away, man. I got some other thoughts on how I feel about everything that's going on with the line. I don't like, how can I put this and not be negative? I just don't like how you can't automatically say like, okay, we're gonna be good next year, and okay, because we got A and B, we're gonna be good next year. Oh well, Aiden Hutchinson, we got him, and everything is gonna be all right. Aiden Hutchinson comes back, our pass rush is gonna be better than ever. Well, Aiden Hutchinson might not even be 100%. I forget what you saw him
Mm-hmm.
running and all of that. I know everybody gets excited and say he's back. He might
No,
not
no,
even
bro.
be ready to play full bore until October. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That type of thing. So I'll let y'all take it away, man. It just, for me, I just hope we just not thinking automatically that we're just gonna be good again, man. And I think that's the wrong way to look
Mm-hmm.
at it. You know,
Unless you draft two edges, two defensive ends, two cornerbacks, a center, use all your 7 picks and everybody a first round talent.
Yeah.
He's making it hard. He's pigeonholing himself. Can y'all hear me? Is my mic good? I'm trying something with my mic, man. Just I don't know. Anyway, like my camera though. Camera look good. Might have to not have to buy a camera. But he pigeonholed himself because you have to utilize the draft and free agency to move ahead. Those years for the Eagles that they had, very good teams, especially when they went to the Super Bowl just 2-3 years ago. And then obviously this year, they utilized free agency, right? They got the Zach Bonds, and that's the bargain being I like. Zach Bonds signed a $3 million deal. He signed $3 million, and then guess what? He performed at a certain level. And he performed at a certain level. They had to pay him 14, 15 million because the way they used him in the system elicited the 14 to 15 million. What Brad do is he go for the bargain bin baggage, bargain bin with baggage. He don't go to Walmart and get blue light savings. He go to Save a Lot, get the meat with the green on it, and then he get the green meat. He get the green meat.
Man,
manager special. It's called a manager special. That's what it is.
Oh, you talking about the meat out of the buggy that's sitting in the aisle that's not even cold.
With the yellow tag.
It got the box. It got a yellow tag. It got it's in a box. It's
duct
a special
tape clothes.
Duct tape. Yeah, duct tape clothes, and you see it's gray or green, and you're like, well, maybe I could eat around it. Maybe it's still good. Like, why would you get that? Like, why would you? He doesn't go. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, man. I agree. I don't get it. I don't have an issue with the Davenport signing. I don't have an issue with any of the signings we're gonna discuss real quick because, like I told you before, before the show even started, these are just filling out the roster signings. They're nothing. Not to call the players nothing, but the money is nothing. $840,000 here, 1.3 here, 2.4 here and there. It's nothing. And in regards to the grand scheme, what the cap is for them right now. But Davenport, no risk at all. Best case scenario, he stays healthy for 11 to 17 games. Mm-hmm. You get production out of him. You win games. And you may want to bring him back in 2026. Either way, if it don't work out, you can let him go. Don't cost you nothing. The guaranteed money he gets is nothing off their backs at all. Do they still need to upgrade that position? I think, of course. I would like to see. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a Davenport clone. A lot of people, I was one of them. Wanted a Marcus Davenport clone, somebody who's 6'6", 270, 285, 290 that can play inside and outside like a Shamar Stewart. Just for example.
Okay.
From Texas A&M. But they definitely, in my estimation, they definitely need somebody else in that front half, and that's a difference maker. I don't care if it's a 6'2", 230-pound edge rusher, if it's a 6'4", 250 guy, a 6'6", 260 guy. They need somebody else on that defensive front seven that's a difference maker overall. Because as Ashanti mentioned, the whole Aiden Hutchins situation, we're just thinking, and you got to remember this too. He was beyond peaking at that point. He was looking like defensive player of the year, the most disruptive defensive lineman in the league at that point in time. Dude was averaging 7-8 hurries a game. Mm-hmm. The quarterback hits was racking up. He was starting to get home. That was a big concern a lot of people had about him early. Well, he's getting the pressures, but he's not getting home. Aiden steadily got better each year, and he was at a point where it was looking like he might be the most dominant defensive player in football, and then boom, for lack of a better phrase, not to be funny, but he had a leg taken out from under him. He had his whole situation, kind of his growth stunted. So people got to realize the dude ain't played football in X amount of months. What, the Dallas game, which was week 7?
That was in October,
Yeah. So he hasn't played football, organized football, any type of football since then. He still got to get back to playing actual football and trusting that leg, because that's key as well. This isn't a guy that just actually, if you think about it, the position he plays really doesn't even matter because there's so much lower body work in football in general, and explosion and low man
Mm-hmm.
wins, especially
Mm-hmm.
on the defensive line. Low man wins. What do you think
Yeah.
that means for a guy's knees and his
Mm-hmm.
ankles and his calves and his thighs and his hips? His
Yes,
hips,
sir.
really. So, yeah. So, man, at
Yes,
the end of
sir.
the day, I think people are taking it for granted because he's going to get cut back a step. Only
Mm-hmm.
because you got to look at the pinnacle that he was already reaching. So he's going to get set back a little bit. It happens. We may not see, and I remember Lamar talked to you about this, I believe, yesterday. We may not see the best of 8 until maybe 2026.
Yeah.
But with that being said, that's still great because he's still a guy that's young and in his prime of his career. So I just think
Mm-hmm.
that's something that fans do have to pump their brakes on just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to get into some of these free agent signings real quick, mainly
Yeah.
because the fans do want to hear about it. Listeners do want to hear about it. Everybody talks about the offensive line position, mainly the guard position. Gonna bring back some names that I'm pretty sure y'all don't know or really give a damn about. But Michael Neese, he was brought back. No need to even really discuss the money. It's 960
Yeah.
thousand for that matter. A name fans around here pretty much are more familiar with, Coyote Awasika. He's brought back $985,000 deal. And one more, yep, Natani Muti, he was brought back 1.1 mil. All three of these guys are 27 years old. One of them is getting ready to turn 27 years old. You're talking about one, three, roughly $4.5 million, I believe, tied up in three players.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we talked about this,
Mm-hmm.
man. He knows what he wants. He brought back three guards who are pretty much identical to each other in height, weight, body mass types, and everything. Age wise, they're the same. He paid all three of these dudes the same damn money. That lets you
Yeah.
know right there. And to get into, I know the big story of the day everybody wants to discuss is DJ Reed
Yeah. Yeah.
and
The
and
big
the whole
story.
situation with Carlton Davis and what was the money about? Did he want 17 million? Was he asking for 19 or 20? I think, in my estimation, that's kind of all semantics. If you're talking about somebody who's been here, he was only here for a year, didn't play the
Yeah.
full season, did get hurt later on in the season. But this is a guy that was your best corner. We can find fault in Carlton Davis now because he's gone, and I know that's the most popular thing fans do is when a guy. It's like this. That girl is hot until she leaves you. Then you realize how, oh, well, she wasn't really all that. Her hair was fake. Or her breath stank in the morning. Or the kitty wasn't all that kitty. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever makes you feel better as that scorned boyfriend, you will say
Yes.
it about that girl.
Yeah.
But it don't make it
Yeah.
true at all. Carlton Davis made plays for us in some games. He made game-changing plays. The Houston Texans game, I think, is the game that stands out for a defense that was struggling, front seven that was struggling, stopping the run, couldn't get pressure on CJ Stroud. You had an offense that was spinning his wheels, couldn't get anything done. He made two plays in the third quarter that completely turned that game around. And for a rookie corner in Terrion Arnold who was struggling, just getting his fits together.
Yeah.
Rakestraw was in and out the lineup. Amik Robertson was fresh over from the Raiders. We needed that. And I think he played very well. And to think that that dude was going to stay here for the same amount of money he played for last year is silly. Nobody re-signs, whether they re-sign with a team that they was playing for or they go sign with another team is going to sign for the same exact money. So
Yeah.
to me, it's just weird that he left us to go to New England for 20 mil pretty much a year. He made what 14 last year, whether it was off us or it was off the Bucks backs. There's still a $5 million gap that doesn't make sense to me that you couldn't have possibly, if you really wanted him, you couldn't have made something happen with him coming back. That's my thing. I have nothing against the DJ Reed signing. I was just trying to figure out, okay, what's going on with Carlton Davis and how he handled Carlton Davis. Is that another telltale sign of how he does business, and does he even value players that he didn't draft?
I got something for that actually. I think this is a behavioral problem. This is he puts a price on your position. I think what him and Dissner do, because we got Dissner in this, we got Ray Agnew, we got who else? Dorsey's in this, Sheila Ford Hamp is in this. What up, though, everybody? What up, though? Corey Patterson, Omar, Joseph, 313 and fun. 313 and fun. That's crazy. Wow, that's a nice name. Yeah, I think that he just puts a dollar amount on a position. And he praised Carlton Davis. He probably praised Carlton Davis and gave him a lot of shout outs and said, yeah, Carlton played better than what we thought we would play last year. And he was significantly better for us. He probably trotted in there and spent or asked, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you $14 million a year. Because if you think about it, he gave what? Reed a $14 million a year?
Yeah.
So if he
15, yeah,
15 million a year. So check this out. If 15 million is his number in his head, and he get Carlton Davis the 15 million and say he played better, that's a slap in the face. You said to the media on XYC's day that I played better than what you expected, and then you hit me with 15 million. But I got a Super Bowl. And I played the two different systems, zone and I before that bad year in Tampa Bay, I was still the dog and I was still the first one extended. I think that this team don't want to go above a certain number on cornerbacks, and I expect them to go and get 2 cornerbacks or more than or one in the draft. I expect them to be very active in the cornerback market, whether that's going to be like a Josh Parrish or somebody like that in the 6th round that they can get that runs a 4.3 and he's athletic and all he's going to do is tackle.
Yeah, K-State, right?
Yeah. Kent State. He can't. I mean, he can cover. He's like Vildor, but he's faster. All he's going to do is you're going to catch the ball. He's going to tackle you. They're going to be more active with the cornerbacks in the draft than we think, because I feel like they sick of paying dudes. I feel like they got Reed to come in here as a staple for 3 years, and they're going to move on for him in another 3 years.
Yeah.
So
if he doesn't play really well, they'll chew you up and spit you out quick. He may be going after 2.
Right. Because he might be going after 2, and then you have that 1-year deal. They're going to draft to replace you. So I think he prices positions, and he says, look, to pay Kirby, to pay Aiden, to pay all my guys that I actually want to pay, because I don't want to pay no unknowns. To pay all the guys I want to pay, I need you here at this price. Carlton Davis, he wanted to go to NE. He wanted to go to New England and get paid this much. Carlton Davis, $20 million a year is crazy, bro. Crazy. Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
First 4 games, 103 passer rate. Crazy.
Yeah, right. Not that I'm trying to crap on Carlton Davis, but I've heard people say it's a big loss and, Carlton Davis was like this and that. I mean, I'm not trying to crap on him, but he ain't that good. I mean, he ain't that good in my opinion. He was okay. I mean, he was okay. I mean, he had a stretch with about, I remember 5 or 6 games where he played really good football in the middle of the season. I remember 5 or 6 games in a row. He strung out some good performances, but did he really? I mean, look if you Brad Holmes and he not your guy. I mean, Walt, you even mentioned it too. If he's not your guy, I don't think he value like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't set the world on fire. I think DJ Reed's a better player. That's just me.
If he had more games, like that. If he had more games like that Texans game, boy, oh boy, we talk about 3 or 4 games. Like if he played that way against the Commanders,
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't. This is why I don't think having a guy here for 1 season like he was here is really gonna be like the dagger that. The reason why this team doesn't win or anything like that. I really don't. I think that, you got a guy like Enos Rakestraw coming back, off injury. I'm more eager to see like what that situation comes to instead of like saying that, oh my God, we lost Carlton Davis, and now we back to square one and can't cover anybody. You know what I'm saying? I just the biggest problem. I think that I just think just not having a pass rush. I think that's way more of an issue to me. I think that you can get, like you said, you can get a guy in the draft, man. I mean, this is one of the deepest cornerback drafts you'll come across. Okay,
you can find
he can be right. He can be replaced. I mean that's not a big the biggest issue, and I think Lions fans should be way more up in arms with it. I'm getting really frustrated. Is just the defensive line. I just think it's just a crime that you don't.
Yeah.
This is what gets me upset. This is what it gets. Okay, let's just say everybody that wants to see Brad Cook and we hear that term all the time about the draft and oh my God, don't trade for Myles Garrett because we got 10 draft picks that we could get 8 defensive linemen. Okay, that's fine. You selling me that? I'm doing it your way. I'm waiting on Brad to draft these players that you're talking about. Okay, and the draft night come. Don't effing draft a Giovanni Manu who serves no purpose. Don't give me a Broderick Martin that serves no purpose on this team, man. Listen, Shamar Stewart, Nick Skirton, Jahad Campbell. Oh my God, Mike Green. How many of those guys do you think he's going to draft? Let's be honest. Do you think any of those guys going to be in Lions uniform? I don't. I don't. I think that if he had a chance to get any of those guys, he's going the Alcorn State, Rob Johnson from Alcorn State route. That's what he's going to do. I don't. That's the only thing about Brad Holmes that pisses me off. I mean, the way you gotta to fix your team, man. He ain't doing it right now. I'm just telling you, I'm the first guy that's going to say it. Don't nobody want to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Jamari Caldwell. He going to draft Jamari Caldwell.
A nose?
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I'm gonna say this about...
It serves no purpose, man.
I just want to say this about...
anyway, serves no purpose.
I was going to say this about the whole Carlton Davis thing. This is where I think fans need to have a little bit of buyers beware. Regardless of how good we think Carlton Davis was or was not, the market was substantially higher for him than it was for DJ Reed for a reason. Also, fans need to think and really understand that there's two sides to this. The same way, and this happened with Cam Sutton, this happened with Carlton Davis last year, and it's happening right now. The same way every fan base across America looks at their trash and sees another team sign their trash and says, oh, y'all signed that for how much? Y'all want him? The same way we look at him in New England, there's Jets fans, whether people understand or not, there's Jets fans that's saying Detroit paid what for DJ Reed? Lions fans need to stop thinking they fleecing everybody in every single deal and that we got some diamond in the rough all-pro who's going to magically be great with us. DJ Reed is an unknown. Leaving the New York Jets. Regardless of how great y'all think DJ Reed is right now, and honestly, I think a lot of it is sour grapes from fans because fans do this. My player leaves, all of a sudden he ain't shit. We can do better. When he was here, you wanted him. Oh, we replaced our player with who? Oh, he's 10 times better. This is what fans do year after year with all these players. If DJ Reed and both of you guys have said DJ Reed and Carlton Davis are pretty much damn near the same player.
Yeah.
And one guy got 20 mil from the New England Patriots. And the market was what the market was. At one point in time, I know it was 12 mil for him leaving the Jets. So I say all this to say this. We don't know if he's better. Because I didn't hear a damn Lions fan say a damn word about DJ Reed all season. So magically now he's better.
Guy. He
I
was the
wanted
top
him.
guy.
I'm just saying, but I'm keeping it a buck. Like I
wanted DJ Reed.
Well, once people knew he was a free agent, but I'm talking about like I haven't heard nobody say anything about DJ Reed the last couple of years. Most people didn't even know he played for the Jets. They knew who Sauce was.
I knew who DJ Reed was.
Come on,
Sauce got the nickname.
We know who DJ Reed is.
I'm not talking. You act like I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about.
But I'm saying I knew who.
Like if we just keep it to the Buck, fans be so fickle with this dude, and it be getting my blood boiling.
You talking about the people on Facebook?
Fans so up and down and wishy-washy and fickle with. 1 minute is let Brad cook. The next minute is he don't know what the hell he's doing. I'm gonna not be a fan if he doesn't go get this and get that.
Oh yeah.
The thing is this: you don't know what the hell you getting from a guy that played next to Sauce. They also had 2 really good safeties over there, and the front 7 that they had playing in a whole different defense.
Yeah,
Lamar, you and I talked about corners leaving in free agency, going to other teams and looking like shit. Because Larry they put Brown. In a situation. Larry Brown too. I understand being optimistic. We got somebody. You didn't want to be here no more. Yay, my new girlfriend's better than the old one. And that's the fans' perspective on all this. My new girlfriend is better than the old one. Y'all don't know shit about DJ Reed till he hit the field. I understand all this bigging him up out of spite for Carlton Davis and everything. You don't know nothing until this man hits the field, and he's expected now to be the number 1 corner.
I almost say
that's the whole thing about all this. Like, Jets, pump your brakes.
They gave up 30 points 6 times during the season. Okay. DJ Reed is 4 tackles for loss, pass defended, 11 pass defended. No interceptions. I'm hearing people say he get burnt badly. Every cornerback if Sauce Gardner, I didn't hear a peep out of him all last season. No. He's supposed to have been the next best locked on corner in the NFL history.
He allowed 1 touchdown last season.
But he didn't. I don't know, man.
Check this out.
Who am I? I just
no. Come on.
It just who's ever available. That's who's available. Okay? Yeah. Would you rather not have DJ Reed and just say, you know what? We just going to draft 2 new guys. We had to get somebody to kind of stabilize this group, man. He's in his 8th season, man. I don't think that it was like. DJ Reed is not a bad player. I mean, I just don't want it to come across like he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player. My thing is, it's not like we went out and got some, and we talked about this earlier. We didn't go out and get a dude. That's the whole thing. So when you get
the dude, who is? How you gonna get him?
Don't act like you ain't had this conversation. All the theatrics. Don't act like we ain't had this conversation earlier. Now you flipping on me.
He's not a dude. What's a dude, bro? What's a dude?
Now you said earlier. You said Surtain is the only guy you would pay like that, and you still so you know what a dude is. We had the conversation earlier.
No, Surtain is the only one I would pay $20 million to.
Dude, that's not even the going rate no more. Like y'all thought process when it comes to the cap is just stuck in the 1990s, bro. These dudes got different markets today. We talked about the same thing how fans view NBA contracts when they see guys making 20 million and 30 million and 40. This ain't 1990 no more. These dudes they slotted in. They gonna make what they make.
Reed is a beat.
I never said that he was a bad player. I just think that people, they see that they got something new. They see something left them. Yeah. So now they could look. Y'all did this with Sutton. Just said this before. We got Cam Sutton. He's a shutdown corner. We're good now. You got Carlton Davis. Didn't like Carlton when he was in Tampa, but when he came here, he was the best thing smoking all of a sudden. And he was a shutdown.
Yeah. Carlton
now it's DJ Reed. I'm just saying, you don't have no proof of it. Now, if everybody go to PFF and let PFF tell them what to think about all the players, then you're going to believe all that. But if you watching some of these games, you see what's really going down. It's not always what you think, especially when it comes to getting a cornerback in free agency. We done seen too many of these dudes leave the schemes that made them successful, Go somewhere else and not be good. Now you can have all the pie in the sky, Kool-Aid blue lion hope you want to have for these dudes. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. 1,000% every time. I'm not pooping on the DJ Reed signing. I'm just saying that if these two dudes are interchangeable, how can you be so super high on one and just start crapping on the other one who everybody just wanted a couple weeks ago?
I didn't crap Carlton Davis. I'm good with Carlton. Like it was, I didn't think.
I don't think he was just like that shutdown. He wasn't a shutdown corner to me.
Well, listen,
like that.
He's the measuring stick now because DJ has to perform better than him, right?
I guess so. I mean, he allowed 2 TDs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Carlton Davis and
I think he will. Walt, I think he will. I'm gonna just put.
I hope he will. I don't want people to think I'm rooting against the team. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like you never know what these free agents. This is what Brad Holmes talks about all the time: the unknown entity, which is the free agent.
So you was gonna crap on whoever they signed. He a B tier player to me. Like Carlton,
so you just gonna miss. I said all that for you to miss the point.
No. I'm just saying,
I just said 5 times though.
You're not about to give him extra credit, and you're not about to give him extra hate.
I'm a person that you got to show. I'm not the typical fan. Like I'm a person you got to show.
You talk about
if we got Surtain, I'd have been like, oh yeah, we good. We got DJ Reed. I'm not gonna get my cojones all in my hands about it, bro.
Like, but that's the pool of guys that's out there, though. I mean,
that don't mean I gotta be big time excited. I'm waiting and seeing. I didn't seen it before. We've seen. I keep bringing up the same corners, Sutton and Davis. We've seen this. Why is this any different? Because it's today and everybody just positive about it.
He all right. He not. Nobody's saying he is shutdown corner except Neil Rule.
No, absolutely not.
No one's saying that. But let's look at the stats.
I don't think it's a needle mover.
Right, that's what I was doing. I bring the stats into play. I'm a stats guy.
Signs were needle movers. So y'all think this is like a needle mover?
What's a needle? He's the same player.
He's the same player. But somebody said in the comment section that that Carlton Davis wasn't a needle mover.
That's correct. I would agree with that. I mean, I would. Y'all acting like he was a shutdown corner. He wasn't. He wasn't a shutdown corner.
Check this out. This the needle piece. This the needle
agree
piece.
with that, man.
Do you want Terry Arnold?
Nobody said he was that though. Like, where's y'all? I keep saying over and over again. If all 3 dudes that they signed the last 3 years in free agency were all considered tier B corners for the most part, and they all relatively got the same exact money. But one dude ended up getting $20 million. And it's not just, New England just threw money at him. Jacksonville was offering the money, and the Rams was reportedly offering the money a couple weeks ago. We didn't hear that for the other dude who's better. But the guy we get is always better than the guy that left. And I get that. I'm saying that it needs to be proven. It's like people feel like, well, he don't have nothing to prove. He still got shit to prove.
No, you have a problem.
What's wrong with saying wait till the season, though?
That's what you have a problem with. You have a problem with recency bias. You have a problem with
as far as what?
Recency bias is literally like when the Lions fans come into knowledge of a new guy who's just got here, and the old guy is whatever. He's all these bad things now, and the new guy is all these great things. No one's saying that here on this channel. I know Lions fans any Lions fans saying here shut down corner. To me, they're saying B tier people. Like the needle mover for me is Carlton Davis. Is Carlton Davis protected Terrion from being CB1? Terrion is never going to be CB1. His comp for me is R.W. McQuarters. Or I don't know, CJ Webster. I don't know. But he's never going to be CB1. And he's going to have 3 years to learn from DJ Reed, who's going into his 8th year?
8th season, yeah.
Yeah. And he's 28? So
28. He'll be 29 in November.
Yeah. So good luck. Good luck. That's the needle mover.
And that was that's what I was getting at with the Ray Straw comment. I just like these guys got to learn, you know what I'm saying? They needed some stability there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they needed a guy with some experience. I'm not saying he Deion Sanders or nothing like that. I'm just saying that I just think that it's a good mix of the guy that they got.
Right.
I didn't want Tre'Davious Ward, whatever his name is. I didn't want him.
You didn't want him?
No, I didn't want him. Not
That's
me.
crazy.
I'd rather have DJ Reed. That was the guy. If you go back our shows, that was the one guy other than Milton
Reed
Williams.
has been his number one guy since the start. Well,
no, I'm positive.
Season,
I'm positive. Like he likes DJ Reed. I'm just like, why? Because Shavarius Ward played in 2 systems, won a Super Bowl. Shavarius Ward is the better player. Like he's trusted.
He got more money too. He got more money.
Well, how much money he get?
What was it? 60 million.
60 million. Oh,
yeah, I think it was
come
3
on,
years, 60. Yeah, here it is.
What team? What team?
Tredavious Ward.
Didn't he go back?
60. I want to say the Colts. I think the Colts signed him.
The Colts.
Yeah.
Well,
he got the same contract Carlton Davis had.
Well, he's better than Carlton Davis, so that's a deal.
So
I mean, Carlton Davis. What Carlton Davis allowed? I got the stats right here. He allowed 38 catches. No, 42 catches. And he had 13 yards per catch, and he had 2 TDs allowed. Like he put up numbers that were like Sauce Gardner level numbers, where you could say he warranted with this performance this year. He warranted cover corner accolades, shut down corner accolade. The only person who was getting killed for our team is Terrion. Like Terrion in the slot. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. We had 60 explosive plays as a defense.
Yeah,
we had the 29th ranked passing defense, and we had the 2 best safeties in the league. How did we know what the problem is? So if we're talking about the needle mover, we need to move the needle on this Amik Robertson. We need to move the needle on Terrion. Terrion offered up 700 yards. Okay, one of the most penalized corners in the league.
Hey, he's just a rookie.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna see what y'all say this year. He gonna be just a guy in a minute.
Hey, he's just the first year guy. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah,
700 yards.
He's
700.
But like I was saying earlier, man, he also fits the profile. Like the 5th round pick, the guy that wasn't given anything, the guy that got it out of the mud. Went to a couple different places, played. But I will say this about Reed. He played good football in the 3 places he was at. And I had to think about it early because I don't want people thinking that I'm just coming down hard on the dude. But like I said, when these guys move around, it's just different with corners, man. It's something about corners switching teams. There really was a few reasons why. Corners tend to struggle when they switch teams. But I will say this. He's been a tough, scrappy, physical player, gritty. So they gonna love him here. they gonna love the gritty. They gonna love the gritty. And I think I also do think he's their type of corner.
Yeah,
that's something that needs to come into play. I think when people think about who they sign, I think he's their type of corner too. But he adds to the depth of the room for sure. Like I said, I'm not just he doesn't like the player. I'm cool with the player. It's just that, like I said, I mean, I was positive about the Cam Sutton signing. I was positive about Carlton Davis, and I'm positive about this one. But I still had my own set of concerns about all 3 of the players. That's my whole thing.
Oh yeah, look at that. What people don't know is that DJ Reed, the DJ Reed guy was one of the most penalized corners last year. They like that. They really like that. I don't know what it is. They like that. You know what? I guarantee you they're going to draft a corner with elite size, elite speed, all this elite stuff. And they're going to draft one. I don't know. He might not play tomorrow. He might not play. It might be a Roderick Martin situation where you see him and you're like, oh, wow, we drafted him. Where's he at? It might be a Melifonwu situation where you draft him and you're like, oh, well, he's a better safety than I guarantee you, bro, they is not going out there with Terrion and DJ Reed, most penalized dudes in the world, and most physical. If they brought in,
you sure,
bro? If they brought in, this is how I know they'll be set. If they do some stuff like this is how I know they'll be set. If Paulson Adebo magically gets a contract from the Lions, now I know we got a problem because we're gonna have a lot of penalized cornerback play.
I think he just signed with somebody.
Oh, that's good because
I think
they love them penalties, bro. Because I know Paulson Adebo for 6 games led the league in he led the league in what's that called? Jeez. Penalties. And
pass
then
interference.
pass interference. And then he had 100 yards in penalties, and he had 2 penalties that were declined. They just accepted the touchdown. or accepted the catch yardage. Like if they're done with cornerback, where's Vildor at? What's his name at? Because you still need to fill out this roster. So,
Yeah.
Because Vildor, I'm sure Vildor has no market. No one called his phone today. Tennessee Titans need a cornerback. No one called his phone.
Play that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Nobody.
Oh yeah,
started today. Nobody called.
The problem was the lack of pass rush. Someone said Joseph Austin said the problem was the lack of pass rush. God bless you, brother. God bless you.
That's the elephant in the room.
I
man.
think.
You
I think that definitely hurt them. But I will still say, I'm even outside of the lack of pass rush, I'm still not too confident in them corners.
I'm not confident. Because guess what? Are you confident against Justin Jefferson?
If a meek on him.
How about this? With the meek, exactly.
If a meek on
him. Exactly. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, Adebo signed with the Giants.
Adebo signed with the Giants?
Yep.
See?
That fits. They would get because he plays like Janoris Jenkins, so that kind of fits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So all the corners off the board, damn near.
Yeah. I mean, Adebo going over there, I don't know. They still need a slot corner, but I'm not a Giants fan, so I don't care.
Yeah, I see that the guy wanted now Milton Williams, we wasn't even close to getting him, bro. He got like 100 million. Milton Williams got paid, bro.
Yeah. Who get paid from again?
Patriots. They signed
the Patriots
him.
or the Panthers?
No, the Panthers offered him, and then they swooped in and got him.
Wow.
Patriots. Yeah, they got him, Harold Landry, and Carlton Davis.
Wow, that's crazy. Almighty CJ says Vildor is the GOAT. Stop hating on my boy Vildor. CFL don't even want Vildor. LOL.
Yeah,
y'all are crazy.
But and then too, and I don't want it to seem like I don't like Brad Holmes. I do. You know what I'm saying? It's just I get fired up because man, we right there. We got what we. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we just need to tighten it up. Like Derek Barnes, love Derek Barnes coming back. You know what I'm saying? I think Derek Barnes was a guy that showed this particular coaching staff that he wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because it was easy for him to just pretty much say, "Oh, Jack Campbell, F this, I'm out of here." You know, that type of thing. And he said, the minute they drafted Jack Campbell, I remember we did that show, and he pretty much like, I'm not relinquishing the job. Remember, I was waiting on him to say Jack Campbell was getting ready to take that spot, and they never did. Then they said Derek Barnes, even Dan Campbell said Derek Barnes looked the best out of all the linebackers. That first, that first training camp. I don't know, man. It to me, I do think Brad Holmes does with his players. He does have like
this bias.
My guy, my guy, and I get that because you draft them.
Free agents are his stepchildren.
Yeah, especially if you perform like. And somebody made a good point. Like, look at St. Brown and McNeil, who got contracts, right? And obviously Penei Sewell. They might have probably got more, right? If they would have just did like other players have done with other teams, kind of backing the organization in the corner. But it seemed like those guys didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? It was sort of like they had a happy medium, and they shook hands, hugged each other, like, "Hey, this is where we at." Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no money disputes at all with those three players. I thought that was ironic when somebody brought that up, and that was true. So Brad is the master of getting guys to sign before they hit the market. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, it's going to be interesting down the road here because he's going to have to make a decision about Joseph and Brian Branch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't keep both them guys. I mean, I would love to, but you're gonna have to make a decision.
It's easier to find a Kirby Joseph rather than a Branch because Branch leads in every category.
I've been saying. I'll argue with a guy, literally arguing like a dummy, arguing about players that don't even know who I am, but arguing with this guy. And I said, dude, you can get Kirby Joseph. You can. You can't get Brian Branch. Not. You know what I'm saying? To me. They don't. Them kind of players don't fall.
Because if you find a player like Morag, who's a free agent now, like he runs a 4.3 coming out of college, like Morag. I think he was from the Raiders. The Raiders just used him in the box, which was crazy. Dude ran a 4.3. Dude could be a single high safety. If you just put him in that slot or in that Kirby spot, you'll be good. But I love Kirby Joseph, so I'm biased, but I ain't stupid.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with a lot of Lions fans is they be biased with the stupidity. They be biased with the stupid. They be biased. They be saying stuff like, DJ Reed is impact. I remember that Carlton Davis stuff. I remember that Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton is a shutdown corner. First 4 weeks of the season in 2023. Then no one's throwing. He's throwing up Sauce Gardner numbers. I remember Woolworth Sports. He's got Sauce Gardner 2 catches allowed.
I remember
they're not even throwing them to him.
I remember opposing fan bases talking the same shit about the players we signed that we talk about our players that sign elsewhere.
Yeah,
everybody laughs at you when you go outside and pick through the shit and get their TV and get their couch off the front lawn after they just set it out there. But that's kind of what free agency is, though. It's like if Carlton Davis was really worth the money, wouldn't his team have signed him? And then you look at DJ Reed, if like the money DJ Reed got in this day and age is peanuts for a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you could just mark it up to the Jets being the Jets, I don't know. But you got to also, when you in free agency, you got to wonder, okay, why is this team over here not bringing back this player if this player is so good?
No.
And that's about every team.
That's true.
He was done.
That's true right there. You're right.
No, he was completely done with the Jets culture. He was out the building. He was making posts. This is another thing about DJ Reed. Y'all have to understand. He's like a TikToker. He just does it with Instagram. So he unfollows the team. He does all that passive aggressive weirdo stuff. He made it very clear that he was done with the Jets culture. Even the new coach couldn't sway his way. He had publicly unfollowed the team during the season. He just did a lot of weirdo stuff. Like, again, they be doing stuff like kids. I'm a grown man. I'm 33. If I unfollow my job, there's a problem with me being on Instagram at the job. There's been a problem with me being on Instagram, being in the facility and unfollowing the facility. I make millions a year from the facility. So he was saying he was done.
While I'm still working.
While I'm still working there. My job, look, if I wanted to quit, they wouldn't even know. They wouldn't even know. So matter of fact, check this out. I'm so cold with it. I'm gonna have a job. I'm gonna do the job while I got my new job. So when I got my new job, I was like, yeah, let me be on PTO. I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. Sure, my checks is gonna come. Okay, my checks is gonna come, and they're gonna keep hitting just the same way they did before. Okay, and then I quit when I come back. PTO, wow.
Like Jo said, I like Landon Jackson too. From that's my guy, man. He a maniac. That's the guy. I hope if all else fails, he can be in a uniform, man. I like it. But one thing I did see here, I see Carlton Davis, so we get another compensatory pick. Not for this draft, for 2026. So, yeah, we get a extra 4th round pick for 26.
I'm seeing people say that's not true, but I'm also seeing people say it's true. I haven't heard like a definitive yes or no.
Yeah.
Is it definitive yes?
Yeah, I just seen this is coming from my sources, One Pride Detroit on Instagram.
Yep, put them on glass. One Pride Detroit. Don't blame us.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, and they pretty good source for everything, man. Okay. Yeah, but listen, we fiery about our team, man, because we just see it's an opportunity here. Let's backtrack, like looking at Chicago, what they did.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's sort of like we in Walton, I always say this.
They actually got to prove it too.
Yeah, that's true. They do have to prove
They've been spending a lot of money the last couple off seasons.
What you mean prove it? What you
on the field. I mean,
well, he's saying
don't think the Bears got nothing to prove?
They've been at the bottom for 4 years, 6 years.
Get better. What you talking about?
There's no expectations for them. You got expectations
to get
for the
better. To get better. I don't expect them to lose 2 games.
To win 2 games?
No, I'm saying, dude, you don't think the Bears have expectations?
No, bro. They're at the bottom of the league. They're a poverty franchise.
They just signed.
Well, I mean, I ain't talking about whether we like them or not. I'm just talking about in general. The Bears, they have expectations. You had the number 1 overall pick a year ago. You brought him in. You brought in a new head coach of Ben Johnson, who everybody viewed as the savior quarterback, not quarterback, but the savior OC out there to become the next.
He's not a savior of Jared Goff. That's wild.
I guess he is.
Yeah.
We'll find out this season. We're gonna find out a lot about everybody. We're gonna find out a lot about everybody, man. But I think the teams got expectations out here. Now, whether they meet them or not is different. But I will say that since the brother took over there, since Poles took over there, they've been spending a lot of money, throwing money at things. But that's the downside to it that Brad Holmes tries to warn people about. Like, you go out there and you spend $180 million worth of money on free agents, bringing 6 dudes in.
But guess where Poles came from, though?
Where the hell was that?
The Rams.
Poles was over there with the Rams.
He learned that he learned that stuff from Les Snead. All these people got personalities of Les Snead except Brad. Brad was probably over there rolling in his sleep. He's probably over there like, man,
these guys are spending all the money. They're spending all the money.
Why they do it?
God damn. The money.
We got the New Jack City.
Somebody think of the money, please.
Let me ask y'all this: day two of signing. I'm gonna just. Would you sign Amari Cooper? Would he be good here?
I don't know.
Give me up.
I don't even know what he's gonna get because the market started out at the very beginning. What, a month and a half ago for Carlton Davis to be 17 to 20.
Available? Why is he available?
But I'm saying, I just say that to say this: the market fluctuated with him. Next time I checked the market on Davis, like a few weeks later, it was at 14 mil. Then he wound up getting 20 mil a year. So we heard that potentially at his age, Cooper, you could maybe get Cooper for 13 mil a year, 14 mil a year. If you can get him for that, if Brad's comfortable with paying that, I don't even know if he's comfortable with paying that to a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And you can get Amari for what, maybe 2 years?
It's interesting, man. I'm just looking at the list of guys who's still out there. Now, you know who's still out there. Who's still out there. Another guy I had with DJ Reed on my list was Aguilar from the Giants.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's still out there, and he might be a day 2 signing. Look for that. It's another guy, old, long in the tooth, since Zadarius Smith, which I wanted Zadarius to come back.
Zadarius Smith. You're free agent. We go after y'all. Yeah, their boys messed up, bro. With that, they messed up, bro. And they say $4 million. Like that's gonna change something.
Right. Calais Campbell. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I mean, I know he's long in the tooth too, but I wouldn't mind seeing that at this point. I mean, y'all got to work with me. I'm trying to get us. I'm shopping. I'm doing the shopping. I'm shopping at Amazon. I'm just trying to.
This man been walking through Kroger for 40 minutes. Ain't got nothing in the buggy. This man got one onion and a box of Raisin Bran in the bag.
He like, where the great value at? Where the great value?
No, where the Kroger brand biscuit?
Where the Kroger brand? I don't want little Debbie's. I want little Kroger. Big Kroger.
Kid that picked up the Grand's biscuits, he done slapped that can of Grand's out his head.
I just
want some peaches and cream oatmeal. I can't even get none. We don't get some plain oatmeal.
You got the regular eggs?
Yeah.
People say Brad won't let us get no blueberries in our oatmeal.
Yeah,
no bananas. No nothing.
What about instead of drafting a tight end? No, I don't even want that to happen because I'm marking it. And Lamar, tell me if you like this guy for our team because I've been on this Terrace Ferguson tight end from Oregon. I want that guy in a Lions uniform, man. He's just one guy that I really every mock draft I've done I had him picked to the Lions, but
ain't he getting picked in like the 3rd round?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He'll be there, 3rd or 4th round.
Bro, our first 3 picks need to go to defense, bro.
You think so? Okay,
I've been saying this since 2022. We had the 3 picks in the top 60. Like, I'm not like you could draft that offensive stuff in the 5th round.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, bro, because the defense I saw against the Redskins. Now your boy is cold. You right, but guess what? This is the thing about you being right. You right. We need that tight end. That'll be a great tight end. And we'll have a two tight end threat.
That's what I'm looking. That's my vision.
Exactly. But guess what? Brad messed up the last draft. He messed up the last draft so much we can't even do stuff we want to do because now we got to do stuff we need to do because he took out Manu and all these bums. Not bums. Sione Vakis. He got Sione Vakis, bro. Yeah. he got Broderick. See, that's why you got to hit every draft. You got to at least hit on 5. Hit on 4 or 5, bro. And he gonna be, bro. I think look. Ferguson is great player, amazing player.
And then
let's see. I wonder what Laporta's gonna feel about that though, because his contract coming up.
Yeah. I mean,
he was a 2nd round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Laporta, 2nd round, 34 overall. Yeah.
So they don't have that 5th year option on him. So he had into year 3 next year.
And he was a top 5 tight end his rookie year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he kind of,
they're gonna
and I like Sam. I ain't saying I don't like him.
Oh yeah, I know you ain't saying,
but it's just, you know what I'm saying. I just think that's what we need to kind of the Jared Goff dynamic without Ben Johnson. It's gonna become it's gonna become spotlighted, highlighted before the season start. How much we need like another guy. Like we need as much help as possible on offense to help this guy out. But okay, what about trying to what is it was another edge. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm looking it up here. Not Zadarius. Boy here. Kazir White. That was another guy. I'm sorry. Kazir linebacker. I think Kazir White is from Tampa, if I'm not mistaken. Played with
he was a free agent. He was a free agent.
Oh, Arizona. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. So
he got like $8 million a year a couple years ago. So and then he fell off a cliff. He okay as a depth piece, but he won't get on the field. He's serviceable. He got paid way too much money because when I think we was at Tennessee or something, or he went to he got paid from Atlanta or something. Not Atlanta. I mean, he got paid from the Cardinals, Arizona. So when he got his bag, I don't know. He went crazy. He went down the drain. That's another reason Brad don't spend no money.
Dante Fowler, he's another guy out there.
Fowler's out there, yes.
I think Jonathan Allen, he's on this list, but I think he signed with the Vikings. I think I've seen that. That was a good pickup in Minnesota. It's just interesting to see the top 100. I mean, there's some guys that get got. Now, I'd be real. Y'all wouldn't hear peep out of me if we get Ojulari. I mean, I know he ain't breaking the bank to get him. I know he ain't requiring, $100 million.
I think the market gonna set his price because I seen someone say he's worth $10 million a year, and I thought that was crazy. But it's the fact that he has one piece of leverage, and that one piece of leverage is I was behind. What's that boy name? Jesus Christ. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're not gonna start you over Kayvon Thibodeau and other pass rusher Brian Burns, and then
that front 7 loaded.
They hell of them. Yep.
So he could say like, they wanted more people like that on the field, but when I got in, because his opportunities is crazy. His pass rush win rate is like 14%. So when he got opportunities, he was going off. So 14%, you want to be around like the elite players. Like elite players are 23%. 14%, we're looking at $8 million a year. If you want to look at a player like Ojulari is a great player, but look at the Baron Browning deal. Baron Browning got what, 15 million, or maybe 15 million base salary with up to 10 million, up to 8 million a year. Mm-hmm. So Ojulari could ask for 8 million a year just based off potential. Like, hey, y'all make me the guy, I guarantee it. Especially if he went to like the 3-4.
Hey, was that even market value that Barron got?
That was the market. It's funny. Barron's projection was 5.5 million a year, and he actually got more from the Cardinals to be retained, up to 8.
Yeah.
So they actually believe in him. And they gave him more years too. So that tells me they believe in him and they see the pressure rate, they see the win rate, but he's gonna have to like always be that way he was, which is 15.4, no 16.4 pass rush win rate. He's gonna have to always be that, or they're gonna look at the contract like, okay, we're gonna get 4 sacks a year and still draft the guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you know what I mean.
He's still like an off-ball linebacker, though.
He's, he's still an off ball, so that offers the versatility. But he is a pass rusher now. He hasn't played ILB in like 3 years.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like I had been keeping up because he started out with Denver.
He started out with Denver, yes.
Yeah, he was in Denver, and I hadn't been keeping up with it like that. I know when he came out of Ohio State, he was an off-ball linebacker. Putting his hand in dirt and making him a pass rusher just didn't make sense to me. That's not what he was. But I mean, these NFL teams, they draft guys.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with free agency. Why would you go draft somebody who looks great in the defense doing what makes them look great and has them comfortable, and put them into your defense and ask them to do things completely differently that aren't conducive with what their skill set is?
The reason Fangio moved him was because of the injuries. Denver got hit with the injury bug some years ago. I would say 21. Yeah, 21. And they put him, he was at inside backer and they needed more pass rush. So they put him on the edge, but they really liked him on the edge. And then when the new coach came in, he saw the tape on him and he liked him on the edge as well. The thing about it was they drafted Nick Bonito and other players that were pretty good on the edge. And, he just couldn't get, he could be involved. He was very effective against, Seattle. He was effective against a couple other teams, Arizona, when he was in Denver. Thing about it was those other talented players like Nick Bonito and the guy across from him, I forget his name, those players were getting 8 sacks a click, right? So I think Denver has 4 players with 8 sacks, and then they had, him, get a lot of pressures. And I think he has 23 pressures, but he was on 2 different teams, so it's hard to gauge. He couldn't get on the field. Plus, he had an injury, and they traded him at the trade deadline. They traded him. We should have traded for him because I think that he was traded for a 6th. But when he was traded to Arizona, he started getting pressure. It's crazy because Arizona already had a guy like him on their team, and that was called that dude was named Cameron. That dude was named Cameron something, I forget. But he was number 97. He was traded to Kansas City. And he was already like Baron Browning, but he was traded, and then they got Baron Browning, and now they gonna move forward with him. It's crazy. I'm sorry for that long-winded thing. I did my homework on Baron Browning. That was my guy.
Yeah. I mean, so off-ball linebacker, edge hybrid, gets above market value, gets $15 million. Then you see Carlton Davis gets $15 million. Carlton Davis gets $20 million. One position I would think in this day and age, most people will say that the cornerback position is more impactful and more important and is a higher premium than the off-ball linebacker position, unless you're like a Michael Parsons. And Micah he's limited to what he can actually do as far as the pass game and here and there, and pretty much not being stout enough, not having anchor enough to really deal with opposing offensive guards consistently. But the pass rush value Micah Parsons brings is so tremendous. So it just makes up for what he does lack in other areas. But I just said all that to say this, that Baron Browning better at his position than Carlton Davis? I don't know. They both had injuries. They both missed a ton of games. That's neither here nor there. I think the cornerback position is more important, though, than the off-ball linebacker position.
Yeah.
I just like you're a bum, bro. Oh man, yeah. Oh, he out there. Ashanti dipped out on us here.
Yeah, I wanted to say bye to him like formally, and he just had to go.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, we get fiery about it, a little bit, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's a signing. I don't think it's a bad signing at all. People who watch this show know me. They know you for being on here. They know Ashanti. We're gonna be as honest as possible about how we view things. If we like a player, we like a pick or whatever, we like a free agent signing, we're gonna put that out there that we are okay with it. And like I said, I mean, I'm okay with the money DJ Reed got, because I'm not a person that's just, oh well, that guy got enough money, not enough money, counting everybody's money. I'm happy with the money he got. I think the money DJ Reed got is sufficient to the type of player he was and where he came from. Because we got to remember this too. Also, I think as fans, a large part of the NFL remembers you also based off of what you were coming out of college. Like we talked about Justin Fields earlier and the money Justin Fields got. Justin Fields was a former top 5 pick, Heisman Trophy candidate player. He had all these other accolades coming in. So typically that player gets the benefit of the doubt financially. Look at Sam Darnold. There's no way if Sam Darnold had been a second-round pick and played the way he played for the Jets, played the way he played for the Carolina Panthers, played a few games for the 49ers, didn't show Shanahan enough to keep him there, and then he goes to Minnesota and has a really good season, even though his final 2 games of last season were awful and atrocious. But he turned around and got the money.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have given that type of money to a second-round pick or former third-round pick, because I think that a lot of these NFL personnel, they're just waiting to see exactly if you can show them that same guy they remember coming out of college 3, 4, 5 years ago. In the moment they see it, they saw that from Darnold last year, so now they're back on it. Pay him. And that's the funny way these things go, man, with free agency. Like I said, my whole thing is the DJ Reed signing is solid. You and I both agreed. It's a solid signing. You think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. I don't think they overpaid for him at all. I think he got slotted right where he should be. The whole thing is we just don't know what these corners are going to be when they go to a whole different team, a whole different system, and they surrounded by a completely different supporting cast, for that matter. But before we wrap this up, man, anything you want to say?
Like, comment, subscribe, to the Walter Stringer Lions Avenue page. Probably the most informative page, as well as the most entertaining. You and Ashanti do a great job. You guys do a hell of a job actually bringing in facts. I mean, I don't think these fans like facts. I think this fan base is probably the most hopeful, most lethargic, most traumatized fan base. So they like happy feelings. That's what they have. I just feel like they So I feel like you guys put out great work. The amount of research you do, everything you do, in terms of production wise with the actual show itself. The show itself is amazing. So that's why I'm subscribed to you. That's why I share your videos no matter what, and that's why I'm gonna keep being friends with you and keep showing up every time, because you make valuable content, and there's a lot of people who probably ride coattails, but they don't make anything, so they're not really that valuable. So I just appreciate that you make and create, and you get on your laptop every day and work. And you and Ashanti both do that, and you work with full schedules, and you guys do the best job, and that says a lot about a lot of people in this space.
Can't agree anymore. And with that being said, one pride.